So first I have my eyelids primed with a bit of MAC Paint Pot. I have a lot of concealer underneath it though as well, so just beware of that. On this side, the shadows turned out really well, but they're kind of like creasing right now, so that's just because of the primer I used underneath. So first I'm going to go in with the bright orange shade right here on this big fluffy brush. It's the Morphe Jaclyn Hill 30 brush. And I'm just going to take that and kind of fluff it right here, and I'll build it as needed. I think I may have dipped into the wrong color, but mostly the orange. Yeah, I must have dipped into the red by accident. Whoops! Get some orange on here. So I'm kind of just fluffing it everywhere and kind of bringing it on the inner corner area as well. The Morphe M433 and this bright yellow right here, and fluff that right up here in that area. This is such a good yellow. And this will orange it up a little bit more from my mistakes. And then I'm going to take this fluffy, it's like a profusion brush. It came in one of the palettes that we got. I'm going to go in with this pinky shade right here and kind of start fluffing it onto the middle, the middle lid. That's what you would call it. Oh, fallout. I didn't tap off my brush. Whoopsie. If I have purple fallout under my eye, mind your business. But I'm just gonna kind of start doing this with it, fluffing it all over the lid and kind of bringing it into the outer corner area as well. It's gonna look bad before it looks good, so bear with me. I'm gonna blend it into that red orange shade as well right here. And then back in with the orange on this fluffy brush, just a more minimal amount tapped off. I'm just gonna blend right over the edges at the top to diffuse it gently. Then on a Morphe M518 brush, I'm going to take a mix of these two shades right here. Mostly the darker purple, but I do want a little bit of that brown in there as well, just to make it a little bit less purple red. And I'm just going to fluff it into the outer corner and start to bring it onto the lower lash line a little bit. So kind of stamp it and fluff it. Okay, so I ran out of storage on my camera. I just deleted some stuff, so where were we? Anyway, we were taking this brush with the darker shades and we were stamping them onto the outer corner, which we are going to continue to do. And then after we've got the mix of the brown and the purple, I want just that dark purple on the outer edge. To the lower lash line gently. I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics number 7 brush and that bright orange once again, and I'm going to stamp it and I'm going to stamp it right here, my lower lash line. Give it a nice little pop. I feel like it looks more red on camera, but I promise it's orange, I don't know. And then on my beloved Morphe M507 brush, I'm going to take a mix of the lightest yellow and this bright yellow again, and do that for my inner corner. I'm first going to take a mix and then I'm going to pack the brightest yellow on top of it, but the mix gives you kind of a lighter base to work with, and these matte light shades are incredible. Alright, and then I'm going to pack on that yellow. And that completes the look. Let me go throw on some mascara, do my little waterline. I'll be back. Okay, so here is the final first look. The creasing is a little bit real with this one, but I still love the way it turned out. I don't normally do these like sunsetty kind of eyes because I'm like a blue girl, and the blue and the greens are like my favorite part of this palette, but I wanted to at least get some orangey pinky kind of looks in there too while we were at it. But yeah, on to our next look. Okay guys, look number 2, here we go. Obviously we're gonna be playing with the blues. First I'm going to start out with the darkest blue right here on a Morphe M506 brush. One day I'll remember the name. And I'm going to kind of start sketching out my wing. It's going to look patchy at first because I want to start with the light hand. These are really powdery shadows, so you have to be careful. But I'm going to try and sketch out my wing. I'm not like the best winger, so like bear with me. But yeah, let's start it out here. I'm going to start by just tapping it right here. Alright, that'll do. I'm also going to take some right under the lower lash line and start to kind of bring it upwards as well. Again, we're starting with the light hand, so it looks patchy for a reason. I haven't even bothered to evenly distribute the color. Yes, we're going to bring it about there, and now we're going to build the color. I'm just going to tap. This way I can prevent as much fallout as possible, because normally I would do this before my base, but for the sake of the video we're doing it after the base. So I like tap it on, and then I'm starting to blend where I don't want it to be so stark, so like around the edges. And I'm just gonna take like the edge of this dirty sponge and go like this and kind of clean up that wing a little bit. I did that on this side as well because again, I'm not that great at wings and I didn't start with like a precise brush. Then I'm gonna go back in and darken like right up here. Very lightly. Alright, next I'm taking this Moda Pro brush. It doesn't really say what it is. It's kind of like a fluffy, like, I don't know, shader kind of brush. I've got blue all over my hands. Anyway, the shade below that, the really bright, vibrant blue. Whoa. It does not look as vibrant on camera. This shade here, it's literally like almost neon in person. Like a dark neon in person, so I don't know why it's not showing up like that on camera. But I'm going to take it with this brush and I'm just going to tap over the like middle of the eyelid, kind of bringing it to around here maybe. Make sure I don't have any. Yeah, there we go. Fix my nose ring. Okay. So we're going to tap, falling all over my face. And with the very edge of this brush, I'm going to kind of follow the kind of wing that we made. So kind of curve it inwards to like right there. And then I'm also tapping into the dark blue as well, just to make sure we've got like a nice diffused look. Take this BH Cosmetics number 10 brush and my favorite shade of the palette, or one of them, the very lightest blue right here. It kind of looks white with the lighting, but it's really not. It's just this beautiful like sky blue, but like barely blue. It's almost white. But I'm gonna tap that, and it's so pigmented. I'm going to tap that right in here. I'm going to bring that into my inner corner as well. That's what's going to be our like inner corner highlight. And tap it into the dark blue here. And then just re-intensifying it right in the inner portion. And then with that other blue we used, I'm going right into the center without more product, and then adding more product in after I tap it out. That way we can get like a good blend in here and avoid it getting kind of like patchy. I'm gonna take a little bit of that bright blue and like stamp it right in the middle, right there. And then on the same brush we use the light blue with, I'm gonna take a mix of the two other blues right here and right here. This one's way more gray, this one's a little bit more blue. But they're both beautiful, just like very unique colors. Maybe I'll insert a picture so you can see like actual lighting. They're just so unique. So I'm just gonna take that and stamp it right here to create kind of a baby gradient, I suppose. It's not like super stark. And then back in with the lightest blue one more time and kind of bringing it right under there. Okay, then I'm just going to add some liner. I have like a light blue one. I believe it's ColourPop Prance. And then I will put on some mascara and I'll be back to show you the completed look. Here is the second look all completed. I love the blues in this palette, so I'm so glad I played with them again. You know, it's irritating doing looks with this palette just because I can't use shimmers because it's an all matte palette. But God, the way these shadows work with some shimmers, love it. Anyway, on to the next look. Hello, back again for the final look. We're gonna do greens today, obviously, so let's get into it. I already have my eyelids primed. I'm gonna tap out the creases. I don't support this brand, so I would suggest MAC Paint Pot. I'm just trying to use this primer up. First, I'm gonna go in with a Morphe E17 brush, and I'm gonna take this dark green shade right here in the green row, right there, yep. And obviously I'm doing a halo eye, so I'm going to slowly build it up. Again, these are very pigmented and can have fallout if you're not careful. So I'm just going to stamp it on the inner and outer corner, just kind of slowly building, tapping off the excess on my brush. Also going to take that brush and just quickly do a little bloop and bloop for the lower lash line. Now that it looks like crap, I'm going to take a mix of this green shade and this green shade back and forth. This is on a BH Cosmetics brush. It's from the Marble collection. I don't want the names rubbed off at this point. Dabbling between those, I'm just going to start blending the edges of this out. Again, I'm tapping off the excess so it doesn't look super pigmented right now, but the shadows are like super pigmented. And then on the lower lash line as well. Alright, and on this little Sonia Kashuk pencil brush, I'm going to take a mix of these two shades. They're like teal kind of colors. And I'm going to put that in between this dark green and the light green. And then back in with that dark green on the brush and just kind of blending it a little bit more. Back in with the same brush for the light greens and going over the edges again. Just gently though. Don't want to remove all our hard work. On a Luxie 209 brush, ooh, drop some on myself. I'm going to take this lightest kind of tealy color, not lightest, but you know, this tealy color, and I'm going to pop that in the center of the lid. It's kind of like a teal gray, like a mossy teal. I don't know, it's really pretty. I like this color. And I'm just going to pack this in the center. This is my first time ever doing a matte halo eye, and I don't know if I like it more than shimmer, but it's a little bit harder to achieve, in my opinion. I'm just tapping it like all the way up to the brow bone. And then back in with that dark green brush, going over the sides. And then adding that shade right in the gap on the lower lash line as well. For my inner corner, I'm going to use the lightest green, which is right here. I'm doing that on just a Morphe brush. It's just got big Morphe lettering. Doesn't really give me specifics. But I'm going to pat that right here. This is like, same with that light blue from the last look. I love these light shades in the palette. They're just so stunning, and they really, oh, they're so nice. And then on one of our other brushes, I'm going to take that same light green shade and go over the top. All right, and then I'm gonna go put in like a green waterline. This one's from LA Girl, I think. I'll have to let you know the name and what it is, and some mascara, and I will be right back to show you the final look. Okay, this is the completed third look. So this completes all the looks. I did use the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Gotcha. That's what I used in my waterline. Not my favorite liner ever, but it does do the job. So let's just go ahead and get into my thoughts on the palette overall. So overall, I love this palette. I have absolutely zero complaints with it. One thing to note is most of the dark shades, although they look like they are completely matte, they definitely have a bit of like just very, very fine shimmer running through them. I think that's just to avoid them being like getting patchy, because some dark mattes are really hard to do, especially the super like pro pigment type mattes. This has a very hefty price tag. Yes, we know, very, very hefty price tag, like $175. That's a lot of money for an all matte eyeshadow palette. But dare I say, these are the best matte eyeshadows I've ever tried in my life. Oh my god. I didn't think anything could ever, like the formula of matte colorful shadows could ever replace my Be Perfect Carnival palette, the original one, not the XL, different formulas. This did it. The moment I used this palette, I was like, holy cow. It's almost impossible to make these shadows muddy, to make them not blend properly. You can pretty much do no wrong with these shadows. Like they are incredible. I actually had some money I could use at Sephora, so I ordered another Viseart palette, however you say it, because I just love this one so much, and I wanted one that has some more like neutral peachy tones. We also have the volume 2 that we purchased, if you want a video on that as well. That's an all shimmer palette, just so you know. But overall, if you're willing to spend that much on an eyeshadow palette, I think this one is well worth the money. I think this is incredible. I don't know what to tell you. This has me like really, I don't know how to explain it. It's so good. You can't like, what about this isn't perfect? It's got all of the deep tones you need. It's got lots of very like pastel light colors. This would work on pretty much all skin tones because of the way that these are, like the pigment these have and the tones they have. They're all like varying tones of yellow, orange, red, blue, green. And then they've got a teal row as well, which I really appreciate, because it is a rainbow palette, but it's not quite a rainbow palette, you know? They don't have a full row of purples or anything, and I kind of like that. It kind of like spices the palette up for me. But yeah, I got no complaints, man. If you've ever tried the Norvina Volume 1 White Shadow, I hate that palette. I don't like ABH either, so ignore that aspect of it. But the white in that palette is the best white I've ever tried in my life. There is no other white that is ever compared to it. These light shades, like this light yellow and this blue and this green, all have that same formula, like the kind that just packs a punch. Like you really can do no wrong with these shadows. I just really, really, really love this. I kind of think that if there's any, like for Christmas this year, how we normally kind of give some things to some of our favorite influencers, like I think this would be a smash hit to send to somebody that loves color like us, because god damn it's good, and they're really easy to depot, so you can rearrange them. I love everything about this. I can't say that I didn't find it worth it. I got it on a 20% off sale. They don't have it on Sephora anymore. They should have it on like Beauty Bay or something, and on the actual website. But I would gladly buy this again if I dropped it and all of my shadows died. Like I would buy it again in a heartbeat. I like it that much. It is so beautiful and perfect. So that's kind of my roundup. If you don't think that expensive shadows are worth it, you're not gonna find this price tag worth it. I don't know what to tell you. I think this would be amazing for any working makeup artist or anybody who does love a really easy blend. I would say that these are pretty beginner friendly, but they are a little bit powdery. So again, I would prefer to do my eyes before my base, but for the sake of the video, I didn't. But if you like high-end makeup and you can justify buying high-end makeup, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. Smash hit. There's not a single shade that I've used that I haven't adored. So that is my review for this. Let us know again if you want a review for the volume 2, and then we'll probably do a review for the little palette that we got today. I don't remember what it's called, so I'll put like a picture up on the screen. But that is all for me today. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, comment down below, like, do you find this kind of like really expensive makeup worth it? What do you think? Just let us know your thoughts, your comments. We love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.